Outside of your actual applications to a school itself, in-person interviews have been another way of supporting your application and for schools to see what you're like on a really personal level. But for some schools, in place of these in-person interviews, they ask you to make a video portfolio. These video portfolios existed before, but it wasn't really until the pandemic that they became a lot more popular. At schools that have the option of letting you submit video portfolios, they're usually used in place of in-person interviews when there aren't any actual interviewers in your area, or for whatever reason you don't prefer to have an interview and would rather make a video portfolio. But as a result of the COVID pandemic, people weren't really able to do these in-person interviews, so everyone ended up having to do these video portfolios, and since then they've been a lot more popular even as we start to return to these in-person interviews. Not every school does these video portfolios, and I think for the most part they're pretty uncommon. The only schools that I can recall having them are UChicago and Brown. But I myself didn't apply to UChicago, I only applied to Brown, so I really only know about the video portfolio in the context of the Brown application. So for the rest of the video, as I talk about the video portfolio, just know that everything I'm saying is framed through the mind of someone who only knows about it through the Brown application. For this video, you'll have 2 minutes to talk about yourself, and there isn't really a specific prompt for this video portfolio, so you can really do whatever, honestly. You can find a lot of examples on YouTube of other people who have done these video portfolios, especially for Brown, including the one that I did for my application, so if you're interested in seeing that, check it out in one of the corners above. As you're trying to figure out what you want to put into this video portfolio, I would recommend sitting down and taking some time to reflect and write down the things that you think are the most important to who you are as a person, like the most important things that you want to share about yourself to someone who doesn't really know you yet. And then after that, you want to narrow it down to just a couple of things because again, the video is only supposed to be 2 minutes, so you can't really talk about every single facet of your life. So I would recommend narrowing it down to the most important things that you want to share and then trying to find some sort of connective thread that you can piece together to connect all these different parts of who you are. Because I think one of the most important things to make a successful video portfolio is to have a clear story or a clear narrative about who you are as a person. So like your journey up to this point, as well as whatever goals you have for the future. You want to find some unifying theme that can bring together all these different parts of who you are and tell this clear story of your journey. When approaching the video portfolio, I know that a common concern students have is that they don't really have much expertise with making videos or video editing at all. And I would say that you don't really need to have this super fancy video portfolio to get your messages across. I know there are some examples online of people who are just sitting in front of the camera and talking for 2 minutes straight and have gotten accepted into these schools. So if you're worried about your video not having super good editing or a super high production value, just know that it's okay. On Brown's website, I'm pretty sure that they even mentioned that you don't need to have like a super high quality video. The important thing is that you're able to get these clear messages about you across and that whoever is watching this video can really understand who you are. But that being said, I do still think that it would be helpful to have at least a little bit of a higher production value and some time spent on really editing and polishing your essay because it will help with like the overall aesthetics of the video, but it will also allow for more ease of storytelling. And this is because it'll allow you to put pictures, videos, and other edits to accompany whatever you're saying. And you know the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So including that kind of multimedia, I think will definitely be a big plus for your video. And overall, just having really tight editing will be good for making a nice looking video. And again, this video is only going to be around 2 minutes long, at least for the Brown application. So you want to make sure that you talk as fast as possible while making sure that you can still hear what you're saying. And you may also want to edit out any gaps in your words. So if you pause or if you breathe for a really long time, you just want to make sure that you're maximizing the space that you have. So making sure that you talk quickly while also editing out any gaps will help you to cram as much information as possible into this video. And ultimately, you just want to keep in mind that it's important to have a clear message to get across, and the whole point of this video in the first place is to get that message across. So whatever you're doing in your video, you want to just have this message in your mind and make sure that everything in your video, from the actual words you're saying to whatever multimedia you include to how you edit the essay itself, is really making sure that you're getting that message across well. But at the end of the day, similar to the interview you might have for another school, I don't think that the video portfolio is going to count too much to your overall admission chances because not everyone is going to do a video portfolio. So just keep that in mind that this probably is not the most important part of your application, but I still think that it would be good to put your best foot forward by making the best video that you possibly can, because who knows, it could be something that is a boost to your application if it looks really nice and tells a really nice cohesive story about yourself. With that being said, for everyone who's currently working on their college video portfolios, especially if you're applying to Brown, I wish you the best of luck. If you're interested in hearing advice on how to approach college interviews, check out this video here, or feel free to check out any of the other videos that I have on my channel.